Hey Hugh, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Gone?
Cheers.
Oh no. Good to see you. Cheers. Let me pause your stream or mute your stream so I don't have to hear it.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, hold on. Before you got that, let me get to show you mine. You showed me yours. Okay, I'm showing you mine. There's my 3 shots. I'm going to pour it into this cup so it's over ice.
It's good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, what do you think of that?
It's a very smooth drink. So, Hugh,
Yeah. Told you it was smooth. Very good.
how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty good, I think.
Enjoying your day off?
For the most part, yeah. It's never a day off though for me. I mean, I might say I'm off for the day, but there's always stuff we're doing. There's always dogs that got to be taken care of. There's, something to pick up, something to clean up, something to file away. Always something.
So, Hugh, can you tell us a little about how did we meet? How did you find your way here to this channel? A bit about our history.
That's a long, long story, really. I mean, I started playing that War Dragons game like 8 years ago, probably about maybe the second season that it started, because I missed Pog and I got Sigrid. And I think that was either the second season that it had started or maybe the third, but right early in the game. And I gotten involved with a couple of teams in my first year. Got into some Sapphire teams first year. And I think we were kind of a Sapphire 1 team that merged with a Diamond team, if I recall how the story went. It's been a long time. But a lot of us were all on that same team, and just didn't realize who everybody was, so to speak, at that time. It was a couple years into the game. This was probably at least 4 or 5 years ago, in a sense. I mean, the game had been going for probably 2 or 3 years. I had finally gotten big enough to get up to Sapphire and Diamond teams, and God, the team we were on had Mr. and Mistress and just so many different people on that team. And then that thing kind of broke up. After that, when it broke up, we were being all on that team. I took some time off, went back down to Sapphire while all of you guys played up in Diamond. And I was actually on one of the sister teams in your alliance that was ran by a couple of women. And I decided to just hang out there. It was much easier for a while. And I think I listened to all your guys' battles forever about castles getting taken and monstrous hours that you spent online just trying to defend them. And after a while, I decided, hey, I'm getting sick of being down here. I want to get some action. And I asked about moving up to your team. Moved up to your team and was there for a couple of years after that. Until I decided to take a nice break, retirement, because the game just wasn't kind of getting fixed the way I'd like to see it.
So how are you liking retirement so far?
Retirement's really easy and really fun from that game. It felt too much like a burden at times playing that game, just because you needed to do things to keep your team support, and I'm all about supporting the team, so I didn't want to let down on that. But stepping away from that and playing the other game that I play now, much easier in my life. Much easier.
So you've been here with us in this community for a very long time, since the beginning. What are your thoughts about how the stream has changed over the last 2 years? So you were there for my first streams, where I was sitting in the corner drinking my life away in front of the closet, up to now drinking like the visual, whether it be content or whether it be visuals. What do you think about the development of the stream, the community, and everything like that?
I remember we talked a lot in the beginning of your streams about people and content and games and things to do. And I remember Jazzy being there, and we gave you a bunch of ideas. Fiery being there, Corrigan being there. I may not have been for your first stream because I remember I was working, and you were hyping it up in the team chat. You put it in the messages, and I was like, man, I got to check out this stream. I got home and checked it out. It is immensely changed from the beginning. From the random rudeness people that showed up to all the family that we have here now. It's been an incredible change, and I think you know it too. I mean, look, you lost your job, and then you turn around and this is your job and your family and your life. So I think that you, for one, can definitely see the changes. And I think all of us that have stuck here, that are here with you day in, day out, as much as we can be, give you our support. We're the same. We enjoy it, and we enjoy the way the changes and the roles go. Maybe we don't enjoy all the retro games sometimes, but we do enjoy
Haven't you played enough Mega Man?
it.
Yeah, like I do get that, and it is difficult being the variety streamer that I am. That you can't please everybody, and we know that. Um, what do you think
Well,
about
yeah.
what do you think about how we moved away from War Dragons? We went from exclusively War Dragons to no War Dragons at all.
I told you that, because the main reason I started watching you was you were streaming War Dragon stuff. I needed to learn to get better. I needed to know tips and tricks. And you're not. It's so much easier to see it, talk it, have you walk through it, etc. Even if remember, I would make you do the same thing over and over again. I'd ask you about how to get troop, how to get points in troops, every week because that was something we were learning and we were doing and you were teaching, and it was primarily War Dragons 24/7, so to speak, in that sense. And then we moved into some Jackbox games, some other games, and it was fun to step away from that. But again, we were there for the War Dragons. But again, we all got upset too. And look at the game not getting stale, not changing. So you had to get away from it. You had to get different games to draw more people in, or to get more people if this is what you wanted to do. And it's worked that way. You've done it.
I appreciate that. Um, Now you're a very busy guy. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Well, for most people, they see the dog shows that are on TV, like the national dog show that gets played on Thanksgiving, or the Eukanuba Royal Canin AKC National Championship that's played on uh, New Year's Day. Westminster Kennel Club, which used to be around the 13th, 14th of February. It's now moved to May, but they televise that one through Fox. Those shows are just a bare touch of what we do. That shows you the highlights of the group competition at the end of the day. Whereas we start at 8 o'clock in the morning generally, or 8:30, and we start showing all these breeds. And there's 168 breeds that the American Kennel Club recognizes now, or so. And all those breeds, if they're there to be represented at a show, they're entered, they're judged throughout the day until it gets to the afternoon, usually around 2:30, 3 o'clock, depending on what the entry is for a show. Then we hold our groups. So that competition that you're seeing on TV, just the touch of the groups, we have to show dogs during the day to be able to get into those groups. So you have to be your best of breed, which, you got to be basically the best one of the breed each day to compete in those 7 different groups. And I'm the type of person that people hire at a show, and we show working, herding, sporting dogs, hounds, non-sporting, terrier. I mean, we show a lot of different breeds, but we're what we're called as a professional handler. So maybe someone like yourself or David or or Teggy or Dunn or whatever, any of the guys that don't have the time to go to a show, but you bought yourself a purebred champion type of dog, and let's just say it's a golden retriever for all purposes. You bought yourself a nice golden retriever from a breeder, and they said, hey, this is going to be a show quality puppy. I want you to show it. And you're like, well, heck, I don't know what to do. This is my first show dog. I don't know what I'm going to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to talk to your breeder, and hopefully your breeder's going to recommend a handler in your area that they know that's good with the breed. And that handler hopefully would be me. And you're going to contact me, and we're going to do some training with you, and we're going to show you how to teach your puppy how to do basic conformation. It's not an obedience, it's not agility, it's not protection, it's not bite, it's not anything. It's just basically like a runway model, you're gonna strut your stuff in the ring. You have to stand still to be examined, and then you have to run down and back and run around the ring so that the judges can observe the gait of the dog. Pretty much it. Now, it sounds simple in those terms, but a lot of people can't do it. A lot of people can't set up the dogs correctly. A lot of people can't get their dogs to stand correctly. A lot of people can't make them stand still. A lot of people can't even get them to look nice and smooth when they run around the ring. So, a person like myself who's got years of expertise, I have 35 years of expertise now. That's who you hire, someone like me. Show that dog, get it out of the breed, into the group, hopefully win the group, hopefully go best in show.
Now, I've seen pictures of it when you were building your kennel. And I have seen pictures once you had completed it. Can you tell me a little bit about your living situation and how many friends you have there?
The house is not, the kennel building's far beyond complete still. We're still working on the inside, and we're still improving the upstairs because we were building an upstairs kind of apartment or training room, whatever we wanted to do. But it's a 50 by 50 foot building on a 50 by 70 foot pad. So I have 10 indoor outdoor dog runs with the type of guillotine type door you can raise up and lower. Dogs go in and out. And those runs are 5 by 20. So they're 20 feet long on the outside, 5 foot long on the inside, and 5 foot wide all the way for each one. I have 10 of those. Then we have a bunch of outdoor paddocks that are outside on rock. We have some more that are outdoor on concrete too. I poured another pad of concrete the other summer, and we put more runs on there. And they're all enclosed to the building. So all my fencing is connected to each other, and I think I sent you an aerial view of it one night because I was messing around with the drone that I bought, and it's a pretty cool look. We're on 10 acres. The kennel probably takes up at least a good acre, maybe acre and a half by itself. And I have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 14 outside runs. And they range in size from 5 by 10 to 10 by 20 to 10 by 10 to 10 by 30 to 20 by 30. So it just depends. We got to have room for all the dogs and all the big dogs too. And actually, we have these long paddocks that are 15 by 70 foot long. So when summertime comes and there's nice green grass out there, we can let the dogs run and play in the grass.
Kind of like a dog park. Like, I know we have a dog, and we take it to the dog park. By the way,
yep,
15 mark. So
right. 15-minute mark is up, so it's time for your shot. Good deal. That's pretty good, huh?
It's smooth.
Yeah. Doesn't burn.
And in that sense, I think it's dangerous.
It's like that Fireball, right?
Fireball, I don't think I'll ever have again. It tasted like candy. For those of you who do not know, Hugh actually got me this. It's called Screwball. It's peanut butter whiskey. And it literally tastes like peanut butter toast.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's if and I tried one of the ones that there was like 3 or 4 different types of or makers of this peanut butter whiskey. Boy, this one was the best by far. I tried another one too that was supposed to be a chocolate whiskey, and I thought, oh, maybe a chocolate and peanut butter might be good. No. Although I've been told that you can take this whiskey and actually make a drink with some grape jelly, and you kind of call it a peanut butter and jelly.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to try that. But I am liking this. It's an easy drink, and I'm glad that it doesn't go bad, so that we can continue to drink it later.
Yeah, it's good for me when I come home from the weekend of a show and get in the hot tub and try to relax. Although my hot tub's not working at the moment.
Oh, very sorry to hear that. This is a perfect weather to have a hot tub, though.
Dude. Yeah, I know it's perfect right now to be out in it. That's what I yelled at the company for. I'm like, get over here and get this thing fixed.
So with the stream, we have a wide variety. We talked a little bit about it earlier, from retro to platform. We do a lot of trolls, everything like that. Out of all the content we have, music nights, etc., what would you say is your preferred type of content, and what could you do with less of, which I think I know your answer for that is going to be?
Could you think of what my answer would be for the first one?
Troll, anything troll related is what I would assume.
Almost. Okay, so no, I don't know if there's anything I could do less of, really. I mean, I don't mind the retro games. I just mess with you of that. And the Mega Man, I don't care either. But what the fun part for me actually is coming back and sitting back and relax and getting you drunk sometimes. It's just fun to see you relax and cut loose with it, because you get to a point where you kind of mellow out a little bit. You're not so intent on trying to make sure that everybody's happy and everything's running right. You're kind of like, okay, we're cool, we're in the flow. And then sometimes we get you past that point where you're like fucked up, and we're like, whoa, Peter, you get to that far point where we're like, okay, you need to stop. Words fly sometimes, and we just ignore it. But some point, there's your friends are telling you, hey, this is too much. Another point, your friends are saying, this is fun, let's enjoy.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're not the first person to say that, and I know that. I think between you and Merch, you guys make me drink the most on this channel, or at least historically. Collaborating together. That and Fiery does it on special days.
Fiery does, yeah, and we do it out of love. It's
Yeah.
not out of mouth. So
Yeah, and I also don't drink every day.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I've told you my preference, so it's really not the drink. So Canada is quite fine with what I enjoy with, and half of the United States is fine with what I enjoy with.
So out of the last 2 years, are there any moments in this community or this stream that kind of stand out to you as, I don't think I'll ever forget this?
Well, I mean, I think the one that's going to stand out is the same standard question you keep asking everybody in the interview. Is there a moment that sticks out? Come on, interviewer, you want to pull some heavy questions. You got to think some different questions for each one of us now. I mean, come on, there's a whole bunch you could ask Merch or things like that, or Lucy or Teggy or Dunn. There's tons of things that are going to stick out in the stream all the time, because we come here to relax. We come here to have fun. We come here to enjoy your company and the company of the others. Frankly, I mean, I'll sometimes, honestly, I'll mute you and just do with the chat sometimes, because the chat's a little more fun sometimes, because you might be off, paying attention to the game. So, but I enjoy the song nights, the song requests, and of course I got to play. And wasn't the first to pick it. I was not the first to pick
Blame Canada.
That's right. But
who was first?
I don't remember if it was Corrigan. I think it was Corrigan. I really do.
Are you sure though?
Um,
I'm pretty sure it was you who picked it first, no?
no, it wasn't me because I didn't even realize I didn't even think about South Park in a song like that. It's not in my wheelhouse to think of songs to put on like that. Or what is it? Merch that comes up with all those weird songs too. I don't find that shit. I don't get on the internet to go looking for that stuff. So I do keep up the spirit though, and I play it every time we have song requests because just it's a fun South Park song. Has nothing to do with really blaming Canada for anything.
No, well, it's like you got Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park. It's a whole bunch of parodies. They take controversial topics and they joke at them and they poke at them and they make humor out of it. So
Well, I mean, our the song is saying our kids are stupid because of Canada. I mean, come on. it's
could be
what
true.
it's
You never know.
yeah. I mean, that's what it starts out saying. We're blaming Canada because our kids are stupid. I mean, it's not Canada's fault. Our kids are stupid, obviously. It's all right. Teachers, blame the teachers, right? We're not getting paid enough though.
So you
Nobody.
you travel a lot, and I remember there was a long time ago we played a game called GeoGuessr, and it was basically I could show you any road in the United States, and you're like, this is where it is.
Hmm.
Um, and you were right. Maybe you'd
Hmm.
say go half a mile that way, and you'd tell me, but why? I know that you travel for your job because there's different shows in different areas, but across the United States, how many states have you been to driving?
Well, I've been to Canada driving too, so been to 4 or 5 of the provinces. I've probably been to all 50 um, continental states, you know, except Rhode Island. But I've been to about all of them except Rhode Island. So, of course, I can't. I haven't been up to Alaska. I can't drive that one. I can't drive Hawaii, and I don't drive Puerto Rico, which I consider it's a state, but it's not. Doesn't have its star on the map yet. So, 49 or 48.
And you,
So
when you
yeah,
travel, it's always in an RV because you have the dogs with you, right?
no, not always. You know, this business I'm in, it always has an oversized vehicle, so to speak. So my traveling throughout my years has been in a van, a cargo van, big one, or a box truck, like the UPS type trucks that they have. I had one of those. Sprinter van, like the UPS service uses or FedEx uses. We currently have one of those, or a large motorhome, or even we, heck, I've traveled the country in a van with a tow trailer behind it too. So, but I've been all over the country in some sort of vehicle.
Yeah.
Motorcycle too. Hey.
'Cause it almost seems like every single time I talk to you, you're getting ready to go to the next place. Like you just got home yesterday, and now you're already leaving tomorrow. I guess you're leaving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately for me, when I first started showing dogs, a 2-day weekend was what was normal. You go to a show on Saturday and Sunday. Um, Through the last 25 years, the sports changed dramatically. And some of those changes are the loss of entries. And so, in order to combat the loss of entries, they allowed clubs to have more shows. And then, on top of that, they allowed clubs to have shows with themselves and not with another club. So when things like that started happening, competition started getting less because there were more and more shows available.
So
So
people
now for
stopped going to some of the shows
certain
because
areas, they
they're
didn't,
available.
right. They didn't have to travel as much anymore because there were more show opportunities in their own area. So for me, what used to be a 2-day weekend has now turned into a 5 day event. Like this weekend, I will show Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I got to be there Wednesday to set up. So I got tomorrow to get my dogs all bathed and get my stuff all packed and get everything cleaned and get the motorhome cleaned up and loaded and ready to go. And then Wednesday, I got to drive down to, and this time, luckily, I'm close. I'm in Dallas this weekend, so 2.5 hours. But I got to get there early so I can get a parking spot because it's first come, first serve parking. Sometimes there's reservations at shows, but we don't normally pay for it because parking is just better half the time when you don't pay for it and you can get closer. So, anyways, I got to be there Wednesday to get a spot for parking. I got to be there Wednesday to get a grooming spot because I got to have area inside the building to groom because Texas, it's hot or could be wet and cold. You just never know. Most of our shows are indoors, so you got to be there early to get those spots inside. And, it's just the travel time. Like the following weekend, okay, so I'm going to leave Wednesday and I'm going to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for shows. Then I'm going to come back home. I'm going to drive 2.5 hours to come back home Sunday night so I can be home Monday. And Tuesday, do the same thing, pack everything up again, wash the dogs. And Wednesday, leave to drive 8 hours west to go to another 4-day show.
So you won't be home for a couple weeks.
Well, I'll be home for a day, and then I'm on mobile internet after that. So that's why it's hard for me to get on because my mobile bill. I have so much free mobile, so I can get on and watch for a little bit, and then I got to get off. And they're like, "We're going to charge you a shitload."
Yeah.
But okay. So after I do this 4-day week, and then I do the next 4-day week, the following week after that is another 4-day week, but it's 3 days of shows instead of 4 shows. So instead of it being a 5-day week for me, it's a 4-day week. Luckily enough, I'm taking that one off. But the following weekend after that, which will turn into the beginning of March, is another 5-day week. So my whole life changed in such a big amount, in a short amount of time, in a big way through the last 10 years. Because all these shows being able to have 4 and 5-day weekends. They didn't used to do that. It used to just be 2 days. Even when the clubs, separated and were able to have their own shows, they were just having 2 days. But now these 4 and 5-day weekends is just a killer for us. But people like to go, and so they're going to go. Shows just keep going.
It is a lot of work. And what would you say your busiest time of year is?
It's ups and downs because we can get dogs and we can finish dogs really fast. So let's say I might have 25 dogs for the next 2 months, but we finish 15 of them right away within those 2 months. So they're gone. Then I might be waiting a month to get some more dogs in, and we have just our regulars that we do, the 10 regulars or whatever. It just depends, It's a real fickle business, but it depends. You can have too many dogs at one point and not have enough time to be able to get them all to the ring, and then you piss your clients off because they want to hire you, and you can't get to the ring to show their dogs because you got too many other dogs. Or you could have a handful of dogs and nobody knocking on your door at the moment. It just depends.
Yeah, because it's always been interesting. Every single time I see you, I'm always curious where you're going next, whether it be West Coast, East Coast, North. You're always traveling somewhere, sometimes closer, like you're saying you're going to Texas this weekend. But sometimes you'll say 15-hour drive, 12-hour drive.
For the most part, we stay what we call local, within an 8-hour radius for the most part. When my kid was going to school, we always made it a rule that would be home Sunday so that we could get up and take her to school on Monday. Now, we might leave on a Wednesday or a Thursday and have someone that has to watch her for the weekend and take her to school, but we would always be there Sunday to start out the week. And, tried to stay as long as we could. Like if it was a Wednesday, we'd try to leave late Wednesday night unless it was too far of a drive. So it made short. The job is tough because it's a lot of travel. It makes it hard to have, family and other things unless your family is completely immersed in this with you.
Definitely, I can imagine that. So, Hugh, as we're coming up to the 9:30 mark, I do know I have to take another shot. So, cheers to you, my friend. Thank you very much
Cheers.
in your busy schedule for finding time.
Well, I wanted to. It's exciting. I think what you're doing here is fun. We get to meet all the VIPs, people who are, part of the community here, part of your life. And and what people say about you is true, Peter. I mean, like, I get those texts from you and you checking in, making sure everything's all right. You spread yourself pretty thin with all the people and all the things you have going on. And it's nice. Um, we all know it that you're there. We may not show it to you in the same way at times, but, we try to come here and support you.
Which I do appreciate. You guys go above and beyond what I would have ever expected. So, thank you very
Well,
much for friendship.
who would have thought that your stream would be to where it is right now? I mean, do you think that this was what you'd be doing 18 months, 2 years later from what you were doing?
No, I would have never thought that. So I got let go, and Nozomi and my immediate family said, because I was about to, go to McDonald's and try to get hired, which I did at one point, and they didn't hire me because I'm overqualified. Master's degree, you got your degrees, you got your experience, and then you give them your resume because you just print it and hand it to them, and they say no, not even for a supervisor position. So McDonald's wouldn't even hire me. So anyways, Nozomi, my parents, my brothers kept saying continue to look for a job, but don't settle for something significantly less than what you were making. Don't take a 70% pay cut just to satisfy that. Go with the stream,
Right.
put your heart in it, continue to do interviews and stuff. But if the stream picks off, kind of roll with it. Give it some time. So I gave it till January, February. But I was worried. And you've talked to me before. I do worry a lot, but
We talked about some of those worry times. You told me you were concerned about just keeping viewership and people and things to do to draw people. And like I said, you've done good with it. You've got a good base of people here, and for whatever reason, we keep coming back, Peter.
it's my radiant personality. Say that.
Oh, well, Fiery will definitely tell you it's the Mankini, right?
Yes, she will. She will. She made it very clear when we talked to her. At least that's what I took. I was very focused during her interview because she's got a very strong accent.
Oh, that's why you didn't see my text when I was typing. Then we needed subtitles for her.
Yeah, I actually did see that. But Fiery's great. Fiery's great, and everybody here is great.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I wish I had more time that I could have seen a lot of these videos live. I go back and I watch them. Like I came in late for Lucy's and stuff, but I go back and watch them. On clips you have. But it's fun, and I think everyone for the most part has enjoyed it. I don't think anyone's complained. I mean, except Jazzy.
Yeah, she likes to complain a lot, but we forgive it because she does do a lot on the side as well. So,
Well, it is her birthday, so you might as well tell her happy birthday.
that is very, very true. Ask Ghost, it's her birthday every day, so
Right.
Jassy is forgiven a lot. So, anyway, Hugh, just because it's my first time drinking in 2 weeks, I'm gonna have one more shot with you.
Oh, sweet. I didn't twist your arm for this one. I didn't pay for the shot.
No, but in your defense, you bought this whole bottle, so
That doesn't mean you won't have plenty of time to drink it later, and we'll be drinking together. Because now you're drinking what I got, at least for a while till it's empty.
it'll last a while because if I do drink during this subathon, it's going to be very, very small amounts, maybe one drink every week or something like that. So Friday last week I had a glass of wine, maybe 3 glasses of wine. But today I'm having a few shots. Then I'll move back to the Gatorade. But it's just to maintain and
You'll
make
be
sure I
fine.
don't get tired. I know I'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine tonight. And I don't know if you can pick it up and hear that, but mine's almost empty.
Well, it has been a pleasure, Hugh.
Agreed. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for doing it.
Yep.
I look forward to the rest of them that you do.
Yep. Take care, and we'll see you in chat.
Absolutely. Adios.
Bye.
Bye. For now.
And guys, that was Hugh Jasshole. He is our current stream boss. Big Cock coming tonight. He wanted to make sure everybody knew that he was going to be in the house, so he did say there's a big dick coming tonight. So I hope you all enjoyed that.